what would you say is your distinct approach to coaching? Like how specifically, I know I part of the reason, and actually I'd love to share that I felt drawn to you. Well, our connection, the consultation call, and you really wanted to understand where I was at in my life and my specific things, which I sourced out a handful of other people, which I mentioned on our first call, and I didn't receive that from other people. It was more just signing up for a reading, whereas you were really finding out the challenges I was facing and what I was specifically wanting to work through. So that was like massively powerful. And then the other thing actually was really interesting to me is you have so much experience with human design and also the gene keys. But I haven't had the opportunity to work with you in a coaching aspect yet, although that's something I know we've been talking about that I'm interested in. But yeah, I would love if you could expand on your specific coaching approach in working with people and either personally with their business, what your style is.
Well, when I do 20-minute consultations, and in that time, part of it is me getting to know you as you're bringing up. It's like, this is not about me. If coaching is all about the client, right? So where are you? Where are you coming from? What's your mindset? What's your consciousness? What's your self-awareness? What's your background? And whatever is relevant will come up in those couple of questions that I ask everybody. Plus, it really connects us. It's like, whoa, I really get you.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at your design. It's like, well, sometimes, I can see how this could be challenging for you or how you can enhance that. So, part of my approach is really taking everybody exactly where they're at. And some people really grasp human design, or the way that I explain it really works for them, and they can grasp it and they can begin, their journey of the experiment or the testing out. And so, and others have a little harder time grasping it. So I can only go as fast as the client can go. So again, it's really all about them. And, I have not only human design and the gene keys and the genius report. Like I said, I've been a seeker and have stopped along the way of my path for over 30 some years. And so there's many things that I bring to the table for people, and to be able to support them. And I have a way of seeing where the developmental gaps are. Where are you now and where you want to be, and how do you get from point A to point B? And so with human design, I'm able, any coach might be able to ask those questions, but I actually have a tool in my own experience to help people get from point A to point B a lot quicker. I mean, you're still going to get to point B, but when? and if someone, if I have the tools to point out to people, I call them cracks in the sidewalk. I don't know, it's just a metaphor that came to me, but we all have these little cracks in our designs. We have these things that can trip us up. And, it's like, I would want somebody to tell me what's going to trip me up. So why wouldn't I do the same for my clients? And so when we know what's going to trip us up, then we don't have to fall on our face.
Yeah.
It's like that crack never goes away, but it can be like it's not that big of a deal, like an open center or a split, or, for me, I have all those open centers. I am aware that, when I feel who I am in myself and when I do not.
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean like other people don't come along and try to pull the rug out from under me? Yes, they still do. Once in a while, I get tripped up, but it doesn't happen as often. And I know what I need to do to get back to my center, to get back to what's authentic for me.